Welcome everyone to another episode of Wellspring on the Air, where Christian counselors share practical and biblical insights to everyday living. Why? Because hearts and minds matter. My name is Ivana and I'm a licensed mental health counselor and the Programs and Education Manager here at Wellspring. Today I'm joined with
Priscilla Miranda. I'm a registered therapist with Wellspring, working mostly with individuals, couples, and equine.
Amazing. Well, first I want to say thank you, Priscilla, for being here with us today. Today we're talking about maternal mental health, why that's important and why it really matters. So tell us a little bit why this topic is important to you and why it should be important to all, right? I think it's a topic that many times gets overlooked.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, Ivana. This topic became important to me when I became a mother last year. And why should it be an important topic for all? When maternal mental health is overlooked, when we really fail to ask mothers, how are you doing emotionally, mentally? We also miss the children whose lives, development, and stability is intertwined with mothers. So essentially, missing maternal mental health, overlooking them, really fails the family system, the family as a unit. And so for mothers, we are going to be discussing the perinatal period. So that includes pregnancy and up to 2 years. And that's only with one child. So the clock starts with each child, right? So pregnancy and up to 2 years clinically. It is a time marked by profound sacrifice, psychological, biological, social, hormonal identity shifts, along with the sleep deprivation and evolving family dynamics that are happening. And so together with these factors, it increases the vulnerability of maternal mental health conditions. So that includes disorders such as perinatal depression, perinatal anxiety, postpartum stress, OCD, panic, postpartum bipolar, psychosis. So those can emerge or they can worsen during this time. In fact, 1 in 7 mothers will be affected by some kind of mood disorders. Yet many of them go unidentified due to stigma, due to fear of judgment, due to societal and familial expectations, cost, lack of practitioner resources, screening, systematic racism, and an overall lack of attention when compared to the needs of the baby. Yeah.
Wow. So it really sounds like maternal mental health, right, is not just about the mother, but the children and the family as a unit, right? And there's a lot of different factors involved in why it gets overlooked, right? On a bigger scale than I think most of us have ever thought about.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, because being a mother means sacrifice. You should sacrifice. You're the mom, right? When compared to a little baby, what's a mother's mental health? I can be a warrior. Does that make sense?
Right, and it's normalized, right?
It's normalized.
Like mother sacrifice, because that's their child, they do what they need to do, and that's normal.
Yes.
Oh, you're not sleeping? Welcome to the club,
Yeah.
So we're normalizing that burden that they're carrying, it sounds like.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, wow. So in that case, right, why do you think it does get overlooked? Right now, we've just learned that it involves not just the mother, but the family unit. There's other different things that could emerge, different disorders, right? So what have you seen are some barriers to care or things that contribute to this topic getting overlooked?
Yeah, so it's unfortunate, but one of the greatest barriers to care is silence. And I mean silence by mothers, right? Oftentimes, many mothers don't speak up because they assume that this must be motherhood. This is the experience. This is what all mothers go through. And if not, this is just me. I'm the only one. There's something wrong with me. And so there's a lot of shame. There's a lot of guilt. There is working things that are not physical, right? That are behind the scenes. And so societal, we kind of touched on it, but societal messages are reinforcing these feelings. So you should enjoy every moment of motherhood. right? Or missing your pre-baby identity is selfish. Missing pre-baby you is selfish. Or struggling somehow reflects failure. Yeah. So speaking honestly can feel risky to mothers. So that comes with fear of judgment, or even worse, if I am perceived as an unfit parent, will you take my baby away? And those are just to name a few.
Right, so just a lot of fear kind of involved in admitting that it's challenging, right, to be a new mother, or, you know, a mother of several kids, and right, because each time it starts over.
It starts over.
So a lot of fear behind that, a lot of shame, like you said. And I wonder, you know, I'm sure even social media impacts, you know, and we're comparing ourselves to others just on a regular basis, right? So a lot more factors that kind of involve that.
Absolutely.
Kind of sounds like keep mothers quiet and kind of already adding to that burden. Right? Sounds like that silence that.
It can absolutely be an isolating journey to begin.
Wow. Okay. And so what would you say to mothers who are maybe in this mindset, right? Scared to speak up, scared to say something because of a fear that they're going to be looked as less than or not good enough, or, you know, that something bad might happen to their children or their family?
I would say, if you were the mom, right? New moms, I would say your mental health is not a luxury. Maternal mental health is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. The journey of becoming a mother is holy work. It is sanctifying work. It is God's painful gift. It's God's gift, because truly the ability to bear children is a gift. None of my doing. I mean, truly, it is an awesome, fantastic, God only thing, right? It's a gift from God, but also if we look at the scripture, it also came in Genesis 3 as a curse. Scripture says, I will heighten your pain in pregnancy. In pain, you will give birth. And the Bible still stands correct when it comes to that. Okay? It still stands correct. And so there is this awesome word that I learned called matri-essence. Matri-essence. Yes, matri-essence. And it's a concept by Dr. Alexandra Sachs. And it highlights the transition into motherhood. So matri-essence, it kind of sounds like, what does it kind of sound like?
Like matriarch, kind of. There's another word I can't.
Adolescence.
Oh, okay. I wasn't going there, but
adolescence, right? Adolescence, and so it's funny because one, we've all been through adolescence, right? And if you have any siblings,
that was a challenge.
Thank you. If you have any siblings or kids, you know, like, there's a lot of hormones, there's a lot of change. They're almost growing into the next phase, right, of their transition in life. And so I love this word because it is not a light transition to go from never having kids, never having this title of mother, and it's not a light transition, but it's a complete transformation that requires attention, gentleness, patience, and care. And so all of us, right, we're all connected to mothers. We're all connected to mothers through our own mothers, through being mothers, through mothers in our families and our communities, and we simply cannot afford to miss mothers. And so what would I say to moms? I would say your mental health matters. It's essential.
I like that. Maternal mental health is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's essential. Again, like we talked earlier, not just for the mom, but then I'm guessing, right, for the family unit, for everyone in the household to also be well, right, or to be supportive.
I think about moms as a pillar. They're a pillar. Right? And so if you cut off the pillar and or don't treat it, right? Like everything falls. Like there's a system, right? So yeah, mentally that makes sense to me.
Right. That makes sense. And hopefully that makes sense to everyone watching and listening. And I like that that thought too, that maybe we don't often think about, that we are all connected to motherhood in some way.
Yes.
And so that gives it like another level of importance, right? To care about this topic and the mothers or the mother figures in our lives, right? To really support them. So what would you say to the support system, right? Those around the mothers, how can they help their mothers or those mother figures, right? Are there resources for them, for mothers themselves?
Yes. So even this having the discussions, bringing it to awareness, advocating, just that word of how do I advocate for mothers? How do I advocate for mothers in my life? Right? It brings us into awareness. I do believe that. And so normalizing the full range of emotions and felt struggle in motherhood, right? And so what does that mean? That means learning how to be present, learning how to show up, and asking, right? Asking, how would you like me to show up for you? I have to be honest, after having my baby, I apologized to my sister-in-law, to my best friends. I went on this rant because I didn't see them. I didn't see them like I see them now. And that's really because I had this deep need of being seen in this new part that was very scary to me. And so resisting the urge to problem solve for the mothers and or to give advice, right? Oftentimes you've heard it, my mom did this, you should do this, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Unless it's asked for.
Thank you. Okay. Unless I open the door, unless I ask you, unless I invite you, unless I am seeking, hey, what did you do with your baby, right? I think language matters. Again, normalizing the full range of emotions. And that's, yes, I love my baby and I love every moment, or man, I'm really, 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 really struggling. And I have scary thoughts, and my scary thoughts are scary. Okay, awesome. Like, let's work through that, right? I mean, obviously with your therapist, work through that with your therapist. Again, increase education of the perinatal period. I had no idea what that was. Even if you're not currently in it, that's why it's so important. Perinatal period, pregnancy, and to up to 2 years. And honestly, mothers can struggle even past that. So, but that's just clinically, medically is a year, clinically up to 2 years. And again, the clock starts over. And so there's plenty of books to look for. I mean, just pick your genre of books. There are a lot of resources. There is a website, www.postpartum.com. Again, a lot of resources out there. Strengthen family and community support. We've all heard it. It takes a village. And while there are a lot of things now in this generation that we are relearning, unlearning from what generations did before, right? I think maybe there's a miss now of how easy it is to live isolated lives, and it takes a village. What does that mean? I mean, it's quite literal. It takes a village. I don't believe motherhood is meant to be a lonely road, right? And so what does that look like in therapy? Including partners in the therapy session, right? Maternal mental health. Dads are going through a transition too, but what does it look like for your wife, right? To really understand what is happening to this woman, right, before your eyes. Maybe finding a local moms group, or mom walks, free resources. I have found that mothers are actually incredibly generous.
Okay.
They're incredibly generous, and that has surprised me, but I think it's because we know the struggle. Truly, not that other people are not generous, but that's just what I have found from my own being involved with local moms. Model boundaries and respect felt boundaries, right? If you want to co-sleep safely, awesome. Don't give me your advice.
Right, so I didn't ask for it.
I didn't ask for it. If you want to sleep train your child, awesome. If if you don't feel comfortable with going on long walks, that's okay. If you are gonna be like me, have 40 days inside, and because I did a cuarentena, that's what that's called, of like just bonding with baby for 40 days. That's okay. You don't have to get out and go to the gym after 6 weeks. Like, it's fine. What does that look like for each individual mother? And it can look very, very different, and that is okay. Of course, praying for the mom, again, being aware of her maternal mental health. I see you. I see you, I know you, I see you, right? This is a big one, Ivana. Prioritize the needs of mother so that she can care for her child. I know the babies are cute. They are very, very cute.
Right, but what about the moms? You know, they're probably thinking, what about me?
Yes. And they might not be thinking that. They might not, because of brain fog, because of healing. They might not be thinking about themselves. And I think that's part, like, to be a mother is to sacrifice. But to be supportive means that I see you, right? So that can be protecting maternal sleep. That's a big one. Offering to drop off cooked meals or clean, or just be patient as a friend. She might not text you back in 3 to 6 months. She might not. It's not personal. But she might forget, right? But just really having patience as she adjusts into this new role, into this new body, into this person who she's never had to be. Yeah, I think those are a couple.
Okay. A lot to work with, right? So there's a lot of different options, right? Just like there's different types of mothers and what they're going to do, right? Depending also, I'm sure, on culture and how they grew up and, you know, their own experiences, how they want it to be different than how they grew up themselves. And I think, you know, that takes a village, looking at that village being people that you trust, right? And that are safe, and that can build you up and support you and help you in this journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all those resources and those tips. We're going to include those in a link below. So if you're interested in those resources, maybe some books, websites, I know you mentioned a couple, that'll be on there. But any last minute thoughts or key points or just anything that you want to wrap us up with today?
When we care for mothers, we care for children, we nurture children, we protect families, and we really invest into the next generation.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much, Priscilla, for being here and talking about this very important topic, right? Not just for mothers, but for their children and for the family unit, and for everyone supporting, right, that village, right, for that village. So lovely having you.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you again another time for another topic.
Yes.
Again, thank you all for listening, watching. All the links will be down below. If you want to follow us as well on social media or be a part of our newsletter, you can do that so you can be updated on all the things we're doing here at Wellspring.
Hey there, thank you so much for tuning into Wellspring on the Air. We hope that you got something valuable out of today's episode. One of our goals at Wellspring is to make mental health resources and content accessible to everyone. We bring mental health experts and voices from our own staff and community to share insights and experiences. We want to keep these conversations going and reach as many people as possible, whether they're into therapy or not, and we cannot do it alone. If you believe in what we're doing and want to see more content like this, please consider supporting us. A donation to our education fund helps us create more episodes, more content, more resources to reach more people. Thank you for your support. Check out the link in our description box to donate, and remember to subscribe to our channel.